I'm Dr. Ryan DeBell from The Movement Fix. This is Movement Fix Monday. What I want to talk to you about this week is the cue of squeezing your glutes at the top of a squat or a deadlift. I think this cue is pretty good for what it's trying to do, which is create forceful hip extension. But for a lot of athletes, what they end up doing, instead of creating just forceful hip extension, because of the way that glutes work, is they round their back at the top of the deadlift or at the top of the squat, and that's not what we want, but that is one of the actions of the glutes to do that. So what I mean by this is, here's what it looks like. So say the person is deadlifting. They go down, they come back up, they're told to squeeze their glutes at the top. When they should just be squeezing their glutes like this, they end up tucking like that. And the same thing would happen in the squat. They go down, they come back up, and then at the top, instead of just squeezing their butt to create a stable pelvis and low back position, they end up squeezing their butt and tucking it under. Now this has been happening more and more, and I see it frequently in people whose low backs are bothering them, and I watch them lift, because you should always watch someone do the thing that's bugging them to see what they're doing, and I'll see this butt tucking under being cued by squeeze your butt at the top to create forceful hip extension. Now here's what I think is what we're trying to have happen. So this right here is the hip joint, and so when you go down into the deadlift and then you come up, by squeezing the butt, you're helping to extend the hip joint. But it can also pull your pelvis this way and create your, or make your low back round. So what we're trying to do is this, and at the top holding this rigid, but instead that squeeze is taken a little bit too far, and instead of being held as an isometric, meaning you're at the top and you're squeezing but you're not moving the back, it's being used to continue the motion, and it rounds the back like this. So how do we get people to stop doing this? Number one, sometimes they just need to be told, don't let your back round at the top when you squeeze your butt. The other thing that I like to do with them is teach them how to create an isometric, like how to contract their glutes without moving their back. Because if you go like this, I'm squeezing my butt to do it, but I could also just brace my abdomen and then squeeze my butt and not have the motion through the low back. So if you are doing this, or if you are working with people who are doing this, that's not the motion that we want to have happen. We have to cue powerful hip extension by using the glutes, but we don't want to do it by cranking through the low back as sort of a consequence of not being able to control the contraction and control the positions of the joints. So that's some food for thought that I have for you guys for this week on Movement Fix Monday. If you don't already follow me on Instagram, make sure to go to Instagram at The Movement Fix. You'll find us there, and you can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/The Movement Fix. I'll see you guys next week.